NASCAR suspends Austin Hill for intentionally wrecking Eric Almirola, a decision that will have a huge impact on this year's playoffs. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to a bonus episode of Out of the Groove. Breaking news, NASCAR's weekly penalty report has been released. Austin Hill, Richard Childress Racing driver in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, has been suspended one race for intentionally right rear hooking Eric Almirola into the wall at Indianapolis. RCR has already released a statement. They say, quote, Richard Childress Racing will not appeal the penalty NASCAR issued to the number 21 team. We remain focused on winning a championship with Austin Hill in 2025. Austin Dillon will race the number 21 Chevrolet at Iowa. There we go. One of the biggest questions already been answered. Austin Dillon back behind the wheel of an Xfinity Series car this weekend. But Austin Hill has been parked for 1 week. I think they got this one right. Looking back at the incident, sure, Austin Hill has a reason to be frustrated. He got moved for position by Eric Almirola. Almirola gave him the bumper at a high-speed racetrack. Great save by Austin Hill to keep his car off the wall initially. Every right to be frustrated, annoyed, but you can't turn left on a guy on the straightaway. Certainly not at a high-speed oval like Indianapolis. The part of the wall Almirola hit head-on is not protected by a safer barrier, which I know is hard to believe when we're talking about Indianapolis, the racing capital of the world. Frankly, safer barrier or not, a high-speed head-on impact is gonna hurt. You just can't hook a guy on purpose at a high-speed oval. You shouldn't hook guys anywhere, but certainly on high-speed ovals, NASCAR's been clear. You right rear someone at high speed, you're getting parked a week. They parked Bubba Wallace in 2022. They parked Chase Elliott, the series' most popular driver, in 2023. What Austin Hill did here was just as, if not more, egregious than past incidents. I don't think he made his situation any better by mouthing off over the radio when NASCAR pulled him to pit road.
Oh, they can go themselves. NASCAR. That is bull.
Yeah, let this be a lesson, kids. Not a good idea to cuss out the sanctioning body on public radio when you're under investigation for right rear hooking someone. Not the best way to help your case. Denny Hamlin, on his podcast this week, tried to give Austin Hill the benefit of the doubt, suggested, hey, maybe, he kind of let go of the wheel to let the car catch itself, and then once he grabbed back onto the steering wheel, it was pointed left, and that's why he shot towards Almirola. I respect Hamlin for trying to give Austin Hill the benefit of the doubt, but the replay pretty clearly shows that his hands are on the wheel and he consciously turns them to the left. Again, I respect giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not sure Austin Hill deserves it. Austin Hill is a known aggressive race car driver. He is not afraid to use the bumper, not afraid to get rough. We've seen it at Martinsville in the spring and fall the past couple of years. He's also blown a fuse a few times in the past. He's punched a guy point blank on pit road before. He wrecked Cole Custer under caution last year. Again, I respect someone trying to give others the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think Austin Hill deserves it. His history would suggest he does not deserve it. I'm glad NASCAR reviewed this incident. I think they made the right call here. Austin Hill has been suspended for one NASCAR Xfinity Series race. He will likely receive a playoff waiver, but new this year, being granted a playoff waiver for an incident like this means you forfeit all of your playoff points. Austin Hill has collected the third most playoff points in Xfinity this year. He has 21 playoff points already. That's not including any other playoff points he may collect the next few weeks. That's not including the playoff points he'll get for finishing top 10 in the regular season standings. Austin Hill just lost probably close to 30 or more playoff points. Instead of being probably one of the top 3 or 4 seeds in this year's postseason, he'll likely be the bottom seed, 12 seed most likely. That is going to have a huge impact on Austin Hill's Xfinity Series championship pursuit. The Xfinity Series has 5 regular season races left. It doesn't matter what he does. No matter what Hill does these next 5 weeks, he starts the playoffs with 0 bonus points. I look at the playoff schedule. That first round, Bristol, Kansas, Roval. I mean, Austin Hill's a solid driver. RCR is good equipment. He could perform well enough to advance. If he does, fortunately for Austin, that round of 8 features Talladega this year. Austin Hill has been so good at super speedways. Those RCR cars are dominant. If Hill doesn't win, usually Jesse Love is there to save the day. So this penalty doesn't end Austin Hill's season by any means, but it means now the margin for error come playoff time is Little to none. A lot of extra pressure now put on Austin Hill's shoulders as a result of this ruling. Again, I think NASCAR got it right. You look at the recent history of right rear hooks, let's say. NASCAR has been very consistent. High-speed ovals, you're getting parked for a week. Anywhere else, and it's a little iffy. Like Noah Gragson turns Sage Karam in front of the pack at Road America. No suspension, but he did get a driver points penalty and a pretty hefty Xfinity Series level fine. But Bubba Wallace later that same year hooks Larson at a high-speed oval. He got suspended. Chase Elliott at Charlotte, suspended for this. But then Austin Cindric turns Ty Dillon at a road course, 50-point penalty, $50,000 fine, no suspension. So if you turn someone at low speeds, road course, expect a hefty points penalty, expect a fine, unless your name is Carson Hocevar, a penalty. He's gotten away with 2 right rear hooks, in my opinion. Somehow, some way, NASCAR's just looked the other way on Carson Hocevar. But if you're not Carson Hocevar, don't right rear hook, guys. Certainly don't do it at a high-speed oval. That's cause for suspension. Clearly, NASCAR at least has been fairly consistent on that part. They haven't always been consistent, clearly, with how they call other hooks, but high-speed ovals, pretty consistent thus far. I will touch on this real quick before I go. No penalty for Christopher Bell and his right rear hook of Zane Smith late in the Cup race Sunday. Some fans are probably going to call that out. Whoa, how does Hill get a penalty but not Bell? I mean, you look at the onboard, it looks blatant. Bell obviously turns left, high speed part of the track, and sends Zane Smith head on into the wall. Obviously a right rear hook. And you are exactly right. The thing is, NASCAR's made it clear that intention matters. Austin Hill, in my eyes and in NASCAR's eyes, intended to wreck Aric Almirola. He was mad that he got moved. He wanted to end Aric Almirola's day, wasn't thinking clearly, made a really bad decision. As far as I can tell, based on all available evidence, Christopher Bell did not mean to wreck Zane Smith. I've done a lot of Googling, searching through Twitter archives. I can't find any clear evidence of a Christopher Bell, Zane Smith rivalry, beef, anything of the sort. I wouldn't be surprised if NASCAR did some digging themselves, considering there is no known animosity between those two, considering at the time of that incident there were less than 2 laps to go and a Toyota was leading the race, not looking for a caution, considering that Bell immediately apologized over the radio, and considering Zane Smith's reaction, or should I say lack thereof, it seems like that was simply an accident. A really, really bad accident, don't get me wrong, a horrible misjudgment, but likely just that. A misjudgment of where Christopher Bell was, where they were on the track entering turn 3. It reminds me of when Kyle Busch hooked Chase Elliott, I think at Darlington a few years ago. I highly doubt that was done intentionally. There was no reason for it to be intentional. Kyle Busch was just trying to get back in line. That was the days of the 550 package. The draft was so important down the straightaway. He just misjudged it by a few inches. Similar, in my opinion, to what Christopher Bell did this Sunday at Indianapolis. A horrible mistake. Zane Smith, every right to be upset, but I would have been surprised if NASCAR suspended Christopher Bell, considering there likely was no intention behind that move. Right or wrong, that's how NASCAR's called it in recent years. Let me know if you agree with the Austin Hill 1-race suspension down in the comment section below. Hill will miss this weekend's race at Iowa. Austin Dillon will drive his car, pull double duty. Austin Hill will be back behind the wheel at Watkins Glen. He can race for trophies the rest of the way, but he can't race for any bonus points. He will be at 0 once the playoffs reset in a few weeks. Thanks for watching this episode, folks. Bonus episode. Before I go, I will add on real quick to something we talked about earlier today. In case you missed it, last night, Truck Series driver Stuart Friesen was involved in a horrible, terrifying, dirt-modified crash. He was transported to a local hospital for evaluation. His wife shared an update early this morning. She shared another update this evening. Stuart continues to be in serious but stable condition here at a hospital in Quebec. He'll be transferred to a hospital in New York tomorrow where multiple surgeries will take place in the coming days. Serious but stable condition. The last part is certainly good news. Serious injuries we talked about earlier, pelvic fractures, leg fracture, Not sure still what his road to recovery exactly looks like. It likely won't be just a few weeks, will likely be months, which unfortunately would impact his playoff eligibility this season. But at this point, just hoping and praying for Stuart Friesen to make a full recovery. Truck Series veteran, dirt modified legend, frankly. You just hope he can get back to 100% from this, and if he wants to get back behind the wheel of a race car, you just hope that he has that opportunity. So those are my final thoughts there. Just wanted to share that latest update, and since I was doing another video today anyways, figured I'd share that with y'all in case you missed it. Again, keeping the Friesen Stuart in my thoughts and prayers as he goes through this treatment and recovery process. But that's it. That's the latest news. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk with you again soon. Have a great rest of your night, folks.